The Econ PhD, once considered the pinnacle of academia. It might now be the most expensive ticket to unemployment. After years of dedication, what awaits is not glory, but a firmly bolted door. University budget cuts, government austerity, and corporate hiring freezes have hit all at once. All these disasters have converged into what we call a perfect storm. We analyze the reality of this brutal winter faced by those at the frontier of knowledge. Economists face reality not through intuition, but through raw data. The figures released by the American Economic Association are colder than expected. Tenure-track job openings have vanished by a third, lower than during the pandemic. Numbers never lie, they prove that this crisis is collective. The comfort of "I'm not alone" quickly turns into a contagion of fear. My path is blocked. The message delivered by these cold numbers is hotter and more painful than ever. Prestige is no longer a shield for employment. Elite PhDs from places like MIT are lowering their sights as interview invites dry up. As top-tier talent pushes down, the space for mid to low-tier graduates has vanished. This is a precursor to a structural collapse, far beyond a simple business cycle. As the ladder of opportunity breaks, the diversity of the academic ecosystem is under threat. The entire market is screaming silently under the weight of compressed competition. The core value economists study their whole lives is the efficient allocation of resources. Yet, their own labor market is operating in the most inefficient way possible. Talent is being forced into underemployment rather than being placed where they belong. This represents a massive loss of intellectual capital at a national level. It is a bitter irony born from the collision between academic ideals and reality. The law of resource allocation has collapsed most miserably right here. Job seekers use signaling, a Nobel-winning theory, to try and survive. They use every means possible to prove their capabilities to the market. But even the most sophisticated matching system is useless without the resource of jobs. It's like a world-class auctioneer swinging a gavel in an empty auction house. Economists understand this irony more painfully than anyone else. This fight, which cannot be solved even with knowledge, is why it's more tragic. With the expansion of the data economy, the value of an Econ PhD is at an all-time high. Silicon Valley and policy institutions still crave their sophisticated analytical models. But for those whose survival is threatened today, future value is just empty talk. It is a heartbreaking situation where years of research are buried by a short-term recession. The engines of innovation are standing still because they cannot find their place. Beyond individual frustration, society as a whole is losing the opportunity to leap forward. This is not a temporary economic downturn. It is a classic structural shock where financial pressure, austerity, and cost-cutting meet. The waves of shock that economists used to study have now swallowed them whole. Structural adjustment for system improvement always demands a cruel sacrifice. And currently, the arrow of that sacrifice is aimed at the youngest and most capable scholars. The price to be paid is too high for this to be called mere labor pains for a new era. The classical belief in economics is trusting the market's ability to self-correct. Historically, a new spring has always followed a harsh winter. The problem is how many people will fall behind before that self-correction begins. Until the market regains balance, individual pain is borne entirely by the individual. A late arriving spring offers no compensation to the scholars who have already withered. Current pain has passed the breaking point, we cannot simply wait and trust the market. The crisis of Econ PhDs should not be dismissed as a simple job shortage in one field. A society where high-level talent is lost is a society that has lost the power to design its future. When we neglect the frustration of intellectuals, innovation stops. This harsh winter is the final warning to our society's talent management system. Will we protect our intellectual capital, or will we overlook the extinction of talent? Now, it is society's turn to answer.